one can turn south and continue by water to the Gulf of Mexico. The river was first discovered for Europe in 1673 by Louis Joliet and Jacques Marquette, French and French-Canadian explorers charged with the mission of mapping the Great Lakes for the Kingdom of France. They started in Montreal, Quebec, and came down the St. Lawrence River into the Great Lakes, determined to get to the Mississippi River and down to the Gulf of Mexico. Prior to the discovery of the Chicago River system, they would stop up north at what is now Green Bay, Wisconsin, and carry their canoes and supplies across Wisconsin to get to the Mississippi. The Chicago River system proved a much easier and more direct route. The natives in the area at that time included Fox, Potawatomi, and Sauk nations. Chief Blackhawk of the Sauk Nation is the namesake for the Chicago Blackhawks hockey team. Chicago is thought to be the French-British derivation of the word Chicagoué, roughly translated as portage of the wild onion. Chicago was incorporated officially as a city in 1837 with approximately 4,000 people. With the opening of the Illinois and Michigan Canal in 1848 and the establishment of the first railroads heading west from the city, the population exploded until there were 300,000 people calling the city home by 1871. The growth of the city was rapid and haphazard, and ultimately resulted in the Great Chicago Fire, which over 3 days in October of 1871 destroyed the downtown and the near southwest side, including most of what can be seen here along the shoreline. Top local historians often cite the rebuilding of the city after the fire, a concentrated effort lasting 2 years, as the beginning of our ongoing tradition of great innovative architecture.
¿Verdad? Te voy a sacar el video.
Along the North Breakwater Wall, which borders and protects the harbor, is the Chicago Harbor Lighthouse, completed originally in 1893 and located near the World's Fair, but was moved to its current location in 1919, situated to direct night boaters to the opening of the Chicago River. It became automated in 1979 and was designated a Chicago landmark in 2003. It was in the decade after the rebuild, during the 1880s, when Chicago architect and engineer William LeBaron Jenney perfected the iron frame technology that would allow for the skyscraper, referring to buildings taller than 16 stories. The term skyscraper was first used to refer to the tall smokestacks atop ocean liners. It was then later applied to iron frame buildings. The tall curved blue glass tower with a tall spire is Trump Tower Chicago, designed by Adrian Smith for Skidmore, Owings & Merrill, which opened in 2009. It spans 1,389 feet with 98 stories. The spire on top counts the official height of the building. Spires are considered part of the building's structure, whereas antennae, like on the Willis and Hancock towers, are considered add-ons with a secondary technical function and therefore do not count in official height. Residents of Trump Tower have included Chicago Bull Derrick Rose and Chicago Blackhawk Patrick Kane. The spectacular skyline surrounding the lakefront parks includes some of America's tallest buildings. The tall white rectangular building is the Aon Center, completed in 1973, originally for Standard Oil. Designed by Edward Durrell Stone and Perkins and Will, the Aon Center stands 1,136 feet and has 83 stories. Although the John Hancock Center technically has more stories than Aon, the top quarter of the Hancock Tower is comprised of residential floors, which tend to be shorter than commercial or office floors. So Aon is in fact taller than John Hancock Center. The Aon Center was originally faced with thin Italian Carrara marble, but that proved insufficiently